Am I doing the little thing, or you got that?
You probably have to do that.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Are you ready for some football?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thick and Thin Sports Cast with your hosts, Nate Hanks and Travis Watson. We're here to talk all things sports and just have a good time. Oh, no!
What'd you do?
I hit exit.
That
My
was
bad.
Very loud.
Oh, well. Hi, everybody.
How's it going?
Hey, Travis. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm disappointed. I went to Walmart to try to buy, like, a Halloween costume or something to be festive, and there was nothing bigger than, like, infant.
Of course there's not.
And nothing that would allow me to actually have an open mouth.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, and my son was like, well, just wear your gorilla. I'm like, no, I have to be able to drink.
Yes, you do.
So I can't drink with a gorilla.
No.
So, yeah.
So we're on YouTube Live tonight because Facebook's delay was I couldn't get it any lower. The delay was incredible. I couldn't get any shorter than 30 seconds, and that the way we were getting posts last time, it just wasn't going to happen.
No, it was a major pain in the dick, and I'm glad that you did your research and you scoured the interwebs to figure out the best way to make this happen.
I did, and I tried to figure out how to do Facebook and YouTube at the same time, but I was going to need to get another camera, and that just wasn't going to happen right tonight.
Oh, you dirty cuck. Try to do two cameras at the same time.
Yeah, I was going to stack them on top of each other, literally a Velcro. So if you're on here, go ahead and message us, and we will be able to reply to you within 6 seconds. 6 to 8 seconds seems to be about what we were seeing for my delay, which is actually really well.
All right. Well,
So let's get into this.
yeah, let's do it. Do you want me to?
So yours is a special lineup to start off with.
Yes. So this is the lineup. This is what we're gonna do.
Since we had complaints about that we only did football.
So
We got to turn that down off in the background.
So
As always, it's Thursday night, so we're watching Thursday night football. And right now the 49ers are down 7-0.
yeah. So I decided that I would do a special project. And what it is I'm going to introduce you all to new and weird sports. Don't read it yet. Scroll back. This is a surprise for you, too.
Oh, it's a surprise for me, too.
Yep. And the little picture there is supposed to be like a little like heads up for you. And for those listeners that can't see what he's looking at, it is a beaver holding a Canadian flag in what appears to be a bathtub with a motor attached. So then we're going to have our random sports update. We're going to talk a little bit of golf, a little tennis, baseball World Series, basketball, hockey, the NFL trade week, Eagles injury report, Bengals making a change, the Packers versus Panthers week 10, Patriots news, which I'm definitely guessing that's all Travis.
Yes.
Because I really don't give a rat's ass.
That's because you're a Packers fan.
I am.
You like them cheeseheads.
I do. And we're going to go into the week 8 recap, and then the week 9 power rankings, and then week 9 picks. So that's what we're looking at today.
All
We got
right.
a full-blown show.
I actually think I have your headphones and you have my headphones.
No, because I only have one. Oh, you're right. You know what? You're right. Hang on. We're going to make a swap real quick. Look at you. This is how radio's made, people.
Here, I'm going to disconnect that.
Oh, my God. This is the way we do a live show.
Is this why we do live shows?
It just shows that we need to do wireless.
Yes. Wireless would probably be the best way to do this.
Oh, okay. Hey, I can hear. All right, so waiting on you.
All right. Back.
All right, you ready for the? So I'm calling it a special project. We need somebody that has a better thought process than I to come up with a better name for this special project.
So better than you.
Yeah, like I'm horrible with naming things. So like Nate's sports stuff, or I was gonna say get up on, Nate will get you up on sports or something, but it's already something else that I've already seen before, and that's just robbing somebody else's idea, and I don't want to do that. So, you ready?
All right, we're ready.
All right, so I want to introduce you all to bathtubbing.
And what is bathtubing?
Bathtubbing was all right. I'm just gonna read my little thing here. It's a sport that was first introduced into the world in 1967 in Namios Harbor in British Columbia, Canada. So God bless the Canucks for coming up with a sport called bathtubbing. Every year before the race, it's held. There's a parade held with it, and fireworks in the evening and music. Their next race will be held on Sunday, July 26th, 2020, at 10:30, and that's for the championship race. And they also have a World Cup series that starts on July 1st, 2020. Then they will go to July 26th, August 8th, and August 9th. And if you want more information on bathtubbing, you go ahead and check out bathtubbing.com. And I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some information about it, all right? So the first race was a Centennial Project, and it was only going to be a one-time event. But since then, they've had 44 races since its conception. In 1967, there was only one class. In 69, a bathtub coin was minted and is the longest-running trade dollar in Canada. And each year, they depict the current statue.
Really?
Yep. In 1980, it was they started a sanctioned racing circuit. And some years there were many as 13 races in various locations. Also, a souvenir program was produced. In 87, a minimum weight rule was introduced. The tub, motor, pilot, and all equipment must weigh at least 350 pounds. In 1989, it was the roughest race on record, and only 6 tubs finished.
Wow.
In 91, an additional class was created, the stock and modified. In 97, the race changed from going to Vancouver to finishing in Departure Bay. 2007, a third class was added, super modified.
What kind of motors are they putting on super modified bathtubs?
And they're bathtubs. They're the tub you take out of your bathroom, and they race from side to side of a harbor.
I'm not so sure I would want to take my bathtub to race across the harbor.
And then in 2010 was the roughest race on the new course, and only 13 out of 35 tubs finished.
35 tubs, all with heavy motors, with apparently 350 pounds worth of weight on them, moving across the water.
Yeah. So I don't know about you or anybody else that's listening or watching. I want to go to this.
This actually sounds quite interesting.
I want to go so bad.
How bad? What do you want to go?
Look, it's worth it. It definitely is. I cannot wait. I hope you all enjoyed my little introduction into weird sports. But every week, I'm going to try to come up with something new. It was almost Tanzanian goat racing. But I couldn't find enough information on the Tanzanian goat racing.
Really?
Yeah, except for one guy got in trouble because he had no idea how to do the sport, and he was told that the only way to win was just to bribe the judges.
Oh, that sounds like a good way to win any sport.
And when they're like, why would you think that? He's like, well, Tanzania. So maybe I'll bring you up on Tanzanian goat racing, but there wasn't a lot there. So bathtubing, y'all. Bathtubing. What's up? Where are you looking?
I could have sworn I hear Jasmine chewing on
Yeah, she's over there something.
Ah.
Talk about pissing your money away.
So, other random sports updates. Tiger Woods won his 82nd PGA Tour title on October 28th in Izuna, Japan, tying Sam Sneerd's record. In tennis, Roger Federer beat Alex and some Italian name,
Minuar.
Dave Minuar, to record his 103rd career title and 10th in Basel.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
That's about all I can understand about tennis.
Yeah, I like tennis. I love watching women's tennis because they really just like get into it.
Right.
But like, I just went on like MSNBC News or whatever, and I was like, oh, this is news.
So this is actually, I wanted to talk about this since Wednesday when it happened.
All right. So in baseball news, some might say the most significant thing that happened in the World Series is that the Washington Nationals upset the favored Houston Astros 6-2 to bring home their first World Series title. But I'm going to say that the two women received an indefinite ban from Major League Baseball for flashing their chests during Game 5 in an attempt to distract the pitcher was way more significant. In fact, a lot of young boys were able to take a souvenir bat and balls home that night.
Yes, they were. Yes, this is also the first time ever in history that the away team won every single game. Happy birthday! And because of that, the wild card team actually is the team that won this year, which was incredible because it doesn't usually happen in baseball. Usually, the more money you pay, the more likely you are to win.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
But it was just very interesting. But I was very happy that those women were live because that was the most exciting thing that happened in baseball World Series because the max people that watched was 25 million people last night.
Really?
That's it.
I don't know. Baseball is always great,
But that's in the world. That means an average Patriots game has more viewers than the World Series did.
I mean, we can't all be winners.
So, basketball standings, since we're all 99% of the people that are going to watch this will
Well,
listen to this.
and I have a question.
Yes.
Did you really care who won the World Series?
No, did you?
Not really. Well, like after the Red Sox didn't make it, I was
Right.
like, I don't want the Yankees.
Right.
And then I started really thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know why I don't like the Yankees other than I'm told not to like the Yankees because I'm a Red Sox fan.
Because of the evil empire.
And then I was like, all right, well, LA Dodgers because I listened to Los Angeles podcasts. And then after they lost, I was like, is this still going on? Do I really care? And I felt like I didn't care.
You felt like you didn't care.
No, just like the next two things, I really don't care. But I love the fact that you kept it as a homer.
Yes, I
Talk about
did.
anything else?
Nope. This is basketball and hockey are long seasons. And until it really gets after December when football's starting to wind down, it's not really much to talk about when it comes to hockey or basketball. So the Celtics are currently in fourth place because, they can't win very well. So they are 3-1. The Bruins, on the other hand, are currently in first place in the Eastern Conference after 12 games with 9 wins, 1 loss, and 2 overtime losses.
I'm mad. So I really like hockey. I like watching hockey.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, I cannot find hockey on TV. I don't know if it's because I cut the cord and I don't have cable.
We have to see I think we have to find Nesson up here to find hockey.
Like I'll get some like random games like the Sharks. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to watch them. I want to watch the Bruins.
Right, and they're only on Nesson.
And I have this gate guard, and every time he sees my license plate because I have a Bruins plate,
Yep.
he's like, "Oh, it was a great game last night," and I'm like, "I got nothing."
You're like, I couldn't watch it.
And then I leave. I was like, "Yeah, they did great."
All right, I'll be right back. That dog is really starting to pee me off.
Oh, don't leave me hanging. All right, so
Enough.
I'm fine with it. But so we're gonna go ahead and just talk about the NFL trade week. There was a lot of speculation that it was gonna be a big deal, and there's gonna be a lot of trades, especially where Andy Dalton got benched for the backup rookie quarterback. There's talk about Cam Newton maybe moving. There's talk about AJ Green moving. Some players from the Washington Redskins were talked about possibly moving. But really, the only two trades that were of significant, really, to me, when I was going ahead and putting this all together, was running back Yenyon. Running back Drake was traded from the Miami Dolphins to the Arizona Cardinals for a 2020 6th-round draft pick that could become a 5th-round draft pick, and that was on Monday. Then defensive lineman Leonard Williams traded from the New York Jets to the New York Giants, which really isn't really a big trade because it's just, I think it's the same locker room damn near, for a 2020 3rd-round draft pick and a 4th-round pick if Williams signs a new deal with the Giants before free agency. If he doesn't, then the Giants will get a 5th-round pick in 2021. The Eagles were also in talks to make a trade for Williams, but the Giants were able to pull the trigger first.
Yeah, that was about it. That
Yeah.
happened that week.
And like I said, there was a lot of more talk about what was going to happen.
And
And
what actually happened.
right. which is fine. I mean, it happens. No big deal.
Yep.
My head's hot.
That's because we got to shave your head again.
No. I am thinking about getting a haircut, but I don't think I'm ready for that.
You don't think you're ready for that?
No.
Not that kind of commitment.
No.
Joey, you like movies about gladiators?
So,
Talk about the Eagles.
Eagles. Well, I was surprised this was on here at all because, Eagles.
Neither of us are Eagles fans.
Yeah, at all.
Well, I felt like it was a lot of significant input
Yep.
because a lot of the starters for the Philadelphia Eagles have been out,
Yes.
and they're starting to get their team back,
Yep.
which only makes them more lethal in the NFC East.
Right.
So Miles Sanders, Deshaun Jackson, and Darren Sproles all returned to practice this week. Miles left Sunday's game after breaking a 65-yard run for a touchdown. He left the game due to a shoulder injury and did not return. After getting x-rays and further testing on Monday, it looks like he will be day-to-day during the week but could play against the Bears on Sunday. It's good for the team since he has more catches of 25 yards or more than Julio Jones, Odell Beckham, Larry Fitzgerald, Adam Thielen, Michael Thomas, Juju Smith-Schuster, and DeAndre Hopkins so far. So their running back has more receptions for 25 yards or more than the rest of those guys.
And those guys are like
Wide receivers.
quote unquote top of the line wide receivers.
They're all number ones.
Yeah.
Coach Peterson told reporters on Monday that Deshaun, the team can incorporate him back into practice a little bit on Wednesday and to see where he's at as the week progresses. Jackson could potentially still have a nagging pain in his abdomen for the rest of the season. Lastly, Coach Peterson reported that Darren Sproles, kind of the same way as Deshaun Jackson, as he continues to rehab to get healthy, but they can incorporate him a little each week and, again, see where he's at the end of the week. So tomorrow, Saturday, they might actually be able to see who's going to be capable of playing on Sunday.
Well, that'd be good.
Yeah, I think it'd be great for them. I don't hate the Eagles, but
Really? I'm kind of surprised.
why? They're not-
Because they're not in your division.
No.
They're just in your conference.
right. They're an NFC team,
Right.
but no, they're not in the North. They're in the NFC East. So, excuse me.
So, the Bengals decided to make a change. They have gotten rid of, they are sitting their longtime starting quarterback Andy Dalton for their rookie Ryan Finley against the Ravens following the Bengals bye week. Dalton's current contract ends in 2020 with no guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of interesting that they're sitting Dalton after all this, but they have lost every game.
So the thought process right now is they're looking at 2020, and they have this rookie that they just drafted, and what they're trying to do is get him some snaps and see if, because there's a chance they're going to get the first round overall pick. Really, it's a race for number 1 or number 2
Yeah.
between them and the Dolphins, and the Dolphins have a fairly strong chance of winning this weekend. So, because they're playing the Jets. So the thought process is we already know what we have with Dalton. Let's see what we have with this new kid.
Yeah.
So let's play the new kid, see how he does. He's got half a season to either wow us or make us consider drafting a quarterback first round.
Yeah.
And that's where they're at. And then they can either move on from Dalton or bring this new kid in, and the 3 quarterbacks are in competition. Whoever plays the best starts next season. Whoever doesn't, then they move on. But with Dalton's contract ending in 2020, that's his last season. So, they could trade him or keep him.
Right.
So I think that's essentially where it's at. It's more or less of a strategic planning move than anything else.
Yeah. All right. So, and the last thing that you got on here for your beloved teams that aren't the Pats.
I mean, nobody is beloved for me for the Pats.
Your Packers versus Panthers, Week 10.
Yep. So for some reason, the Packers and Panthers game, Week 10, was originally scheduled for 1 p.m. Eastern, has been rescheduled for 4 o'clock.
You know what the funny part is? I did my list at the beginning of the season, And my list already had the Green Bay Packers playing at 4:25 against the Chargers this week.
That's next week. This is next week, week 10.
Oh, this is the week. We're on week 9 though.
Right. That's week 10.
Oh, see. Oh, week 10. Okay.
Yeah. You know, because it's got a 1,
yeah, it did
a
have a
1 and
1
a
o'clock.
0 and not a 9.
Yes, I am all screwed up on my weeks.
So, yes, week 10, they moved the game. And I think it's because that's a more high-profile game, and we'll probably get more viewership. And apparently the league owns the right to switch game times.
Yes, but usually they don't switch game times until week 16 and week 17. Those are the games that they'll move around more to prime time times.
Well, for whatever reason, they decided to move this one. And obviously it's a cash grab, and I don't blame them because, to me, that's a way better game anyway. And I'd rather watch a game in the late afternoon than miss it in the first part of the day.
Well, yeah, they're trying to get a good viewership game because the Pats are going to be on a bye week that week also. So that week they have 6 teams on a bye week. So
Yeah, that's a lot.
yeah, they need to move teams around that are going to be playing a better game in that afternoon.
I was actually smart, and I planned ahead so this is a fantasy thing. So I have Aaron Rodgers who has a week 11 bye.
Yep.
So I drafted my quarterback for week 11 this week, or picked him up off the availables.
Yep.
So that way I have a starting quarterback that nobody was thinking about yet because it's week 11.
Okay.
So I tried to be smart and sneaky and pick up Cam Newton, who should be starting in week 11. At least that's the proposed plan.
That's the thought.
Yeah. Where's Mo?
I don't know. That's what I messaged her, and not on YouTube.
Well, get the hell on YouTube. What's this?
We decided this. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no!
Oh, that was it. I was expecting way more. I'm just going to keep playing with some of my drops until...
I think we only have Gail watching.
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
She's Facebooking and painting her nails. Oh, God.
Well, who's the second connected viewer?
I think we are,
How are we our own viewer?
because we're watching the thing. I don't know. So, Pat's news.
Oh,
Yeah, you can take a break here.
see y'all later.
Well, actually, you can give me some input.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to shit talk all over you.
So we got rookie receiver N'Keal Harry has that was technically he's off the IR, but he has yet to actually be activated as of this morning. I hadn't checked this afternoon. Although he can be activated as late as Saturday in order to be eligible
Joey,
to play on Sunday
have you ever
nights
been
in Baltimore.
in a Turkish prison?
But I don't think they will activate him this week because, one, he is a rookie, and two, he's a wide receiver that they may not need yet, and he may not be up to speed.
Well, if you have a rookie that you take off the practice squad and you activate him,
Well, he was on an IR. He had made the team. He
So-
was a first-round draft pick.
but
if
see
I
what you
remember
do
correctly.
is if you do a 5-wide set, you toss them into a slot where you just do like a hitch route or something.
Yep.
Small routes, nothing major. If he's open, throw him the ball. He runs out of bounds to avoid an injury. Or if he's feeling ballsy, he just runs it down the field and hopefully maybe gets a touchdown. But you just do safe things with him, get him up to speed with the offense. Because while he's on IR doesn't mean he can't read a playbook.
Right. We also had left tackle Isaiah Wynn present at the Patriots practice on Wednesday, which usually is a good indication that the team has selected him to be designated to return from injured reserve. Now that the NFL only limits you to 2 players to come off the injured reserve, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So that means, but Wynn will not be eligible to play until week 12. But he can practice with the team until then, which would be good because he doesn't play. He was out all last season. He was in for a game and a half this season. So it could be good for him to get more practice, but it's almost worth getting rid of him next year because he's constantly hurt. We need we need linemen that aren't going to be hurt.
I mean,
he was a first-round draft pick, if I remember correctly. Second-round draft
if we're going to talk about the Patriots and being hurt, Rob Gronkowski was hurt every single season and missed mostly the entire season, and they never cut his ass.
Yes, this is true. But Rob also did a lot more than be in for a game and a half when he was in.
What color is this this lineman? Is he a white dude?
No.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it's just the odds of keeping somebody that getting hurt is not good, especially if you're on the line.
I don't care.
So with the Patriots selecting Wynn to return from IR, that means that the season is officially over for fullback James Devlin, fullback Jacob Johnson, and kicker Steven Gostkowski, which we are feeling the pain.
I'm actually surprised about the Gostkowski thing. Or no, I'm sorry. Wrong one.
Yeah.
Wrong one.
So
hang on, wait.
You're looking at the next thing, aren't
I
you?
wasn't even looking. I was just listening. So hang on. Ignore me. Carry on.
So Josh Gordon, as of today, was on the injury reserve this morning and then was released off the injury reserve to have his tenure over with the Patriots. And he is now been released from injury reserve, and he is able to be a waivered player before he becomes a free agent. Gordon did pass his physical exam with the Pats, so that means he is in fact healthy and is now on waivers. But the Cincinnati Bengals have the first priority to claim Gordon because they have an 0-8 record. And then it's the Miami Dolphins because they have an 0-7 record because they had a bye week. And then would be the Washington Redskins with a 1-7 record. The incentives for those teams that actually acquire him is that because if he becomes a free agent next offseason, if he leaves, they get a compensatory pick.
You're welcome. I graduated third grade.
That's a big word. And if means they'll get another first-round pick if they pick him up and he leaves. So that's actually kind of interesting.
Do you think any of those teams will actually pick him up, or do you think he's just gonna be chilling out until?
I think the Redskins might actually. That's what I was actually going to ask you. Do you think who is most likely to pick him up?
Honestly, nobody.
You don't think anybody will pick him up?
No, because he's still hurt. So
well, he's technically not hurt. He passed his exam, so that means he's able to pass an exam to play for another team.
Okay, so let's think about this. All right, so you got Josh Gordon, right?
Yeah.
And you list
who hasn't really been that great this year.
I mean, he hasn't not been great.
Right.
He's played like a professional wide receiver. He's had some good games.
He actually he was 53% on average for the games he did play, and the worst game he had, he was only 35% completions to him for pass.
So this is what I'm thinking. So if you got the Dolphins and you got the Bengals and then you got the Redskins, none of those teams are really they're trying, but they're not really trying. So
they're all playing to lose to get for last place.
Well, I think with the Dolphins, their players are legitimately trying because they want to make the team next year.
Right.
So if they just suck for whatever, then those players are essentially useless, right?
Yep.
So as long as they're showing that effort and that drive, then they're gonna hold their place because those are the players that show that they want to be there.
Right.
So I don't think they're gonna bring in Melvin Gordon because they could probably draft a guy later in the year, next season.
Melvin Gordon? You mean Josh Gordon?
Whatever. Gordon.
Melvin.
That guy. So what I'm thinking is, what team could really actually use a wide receiver that's a stout wide receiver moving forward in the season? I'm thinking maybe like the Titans, the Texans, Seattle.
So that means a lot of them would have to say no
Minnesota.
to him. So those three teams have first pick. And then after that, I think it goes down the line. Hey, Mo's here. Hi, Mo.
Sorry from last week when I told you to draft Teddy Bridgewater.
Hey,
It's
Jeremy's here too.
It's been eating me up for a whole week.
Yeah, we wanted to apologize.
Hopefully you saw that Breeze was starting and you made the appropriate pick and put Rodgers in because he did great. Anyway,
Anyhow,
so my thought process is who could actually use him as a wide receiver, and to me it would be the Vikings,
right,
the Seahawks,
right.
the 49ers don't need him.
Nope.
The Cardinals could probably use him.
Right, but that means they have to go through a lot of teams saying no.
But it maybe is more or less just kind of like, what do you know?
Jerry said I told her it was stupid to draft him. He was doing phenomenal.
He's playing great. They should have started him. I don't know why they whatever, but
they went back with Breeze, which I can't blame him because he did do well.
But I think ultimately some of these lesser teams probably aren't going to take him. They could, but it's almost like, well, why spend the money now where if nobody takes him, then we could take him cheaper as a free agent next season.
Right.
Or just kind of just go with it. So, but that's my thought. We're talking about the kickers now?
Yes. But the only reason I think that the Redskins might take him is because he won't want to stay there. If he's going to leave. So that way they would have 2 first-round draft picks.
So I don't think the Redskins are really going to be making any choices because they have an interim head coach right now.
Right.
So anybody that head coach
But
takes,
that might
it's just not going to work.
No, they'll get a new head coach before the beginning of next season.
Why? They're not going to pick up a new head coach before next season.
Before the draft, they will.
Before the draft,
And
but they're going to
that's-
play this season out.
Right, but why wouldn't you take a player that you know you're almost guaranteed that it's going to leave? Because you're a not good team and he wants to play for a good team. Why wouldn't you pick up somebody that's going to say, okay, I'll
Because you have to pay him.
pennies on the dollar, he's a cheap pickup.
Or don't pick him up at all and then just not pay him. It's like, I'm trying to think of like a good analogy for this, and I don't like. Why would you go buy a pizza if you're not hungry?
You're telling me that somebody
Why would you go buy Why would you go buy fast food on your way home from work if you're not hungry? Why would you spend the money? Why?
Because I'm a fat kid.
Or like, why would you go buy ice cream if you're lactose intolerant on your way home?
Because
all you're gonna do is
pizza and ice cream is always good.
no. So like, if you're going home and you know if you go buy ice cream just because you want it is going to make you shit your brains out.
You're right, Jeremy. I am always hungry.
But that's what I'm saying though is just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it.
Yes.
I could go sleep with a bunch of dudes, but I don't want to. Like, so why would the Redskins pick up Josh Gordon if they know he's going to leave?
I don't know.
Exactly. Right. So there's no point. Why even go with it?
Sometimes the picks that are coming out it's worth picking up the idiot to get the picks next year.
Or what picks? He's not even going to re-sign. He's going to be a free agent next year.
Exactly.
So right, he's a free agent. So why would you pick him up? You're not going to get a compensatory pick for him.
No, because he's gonna leave.
Right. So why would you pick him up if you're not going to get anything out of it? Except for you're going to lose money.
No, if he leaves, they get a pick.
Are you sure about that?
That's the way that works. When you get him,
I would ask you to look it up, but it takes you a while to look shit up.
Yeah, Jerry, look that up for me.
He doesn't have to be in the room.
I'm 99.9% positive that a compensatory pick means that with the way that it's worded is if he leaves in free agency this offseason, they get the pick. So if they guarantee at least one pick if he leaves. If they decide he's worth keeping, then they don't get the pick. That's how that was worded.
But they still have to pay him. I get the pick idea.
Yeah.
But what if that pick is like the 7th round?
No. Usually compensatory picks are first or second round.
That high?
I'm almost positive.
Hey, Jeremy, look that up. Or Mo, whatever, somebody.
One of you two. Isn't the highest 5th because the year of service?
So even that's not even that great.
Yeah, 5th rounder may
That's
not
not
be
even
worth
overly great.
No.
I mean, it's better than the 7th, but
right. I remember when they only had 6 rounds.
You know who else remembers? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Fucking old fuck. Can we talk about kickers now?
Yes. So the Pats
Jesus
replaced
Christ.
Mike Nugent after his two missed field goals this past week with Nick Folk, which
Wasn't he on the Eagles?
no, he was on last time we saw him in the NFL. He was on Tampa Bay.
Oh.
So in 4 games with the Pats this season, Nugent, 37-year-old Nugent, made 5 of 8 field goals, which isn't great, and 15 of 16 extra points, which isn't bad considering what the kickers are doing this year. It's bad. During Sunday's afternoon, when Nugent missed 2 of 4 field goal attempts in the soggy conditions, including a blocked 29-yard attempt, which he was like late to the show, and a late game 34-yard try, which hooked hard left. It was like perfectly right to the left. Who's messaging you now?
No, I was going to say something inappropriate. I don't know why I censored myself, but I did.
Because we're live on Facebook, maybe. And hey, do you have a phone? Gail says yeah.
What? And that's actually they're texting me right now.
Oh, they're texting you?
Yeah. So this isn't even on topic. So if I get a text message from somebody I don't know, I'll hold a full-blown conversation with them. And
Are you texting Mo?
No. So I get a text message. Do you have a phone? I said, well, you texted me, so they said, fuck. I didn't know you were still on radio. I didn't know you were still on radio silence, but now I'm realizing you've probably been back for a while. I go, I haven't been on radio silence for a long while, like 9 years. They said, whoa, I'm stupid and dumb and a little more stupid. How was it? How is it? How was summer? Bitch, you straight dumb. Like,
Are you sure they're not still in high school?
I don't. I got nothing.
So this is like a number you don't know?
No, I have no idea.
Awesome.
It says, I assume you died a few times.
Be like, kind of.
I die a little bit every time inside.
I die a little bit every day.
So if you all see me get distracted, it's because I'm texting some random person I have absolutely no idea who they are.
The pick.
I actually almost agree with you.
That's actually quite possible, Jeremy.
Oh wait, sorry, I totally read that.
Where are you?
No, I'm reading the Miami thing. I was thinking
Okay.
about Miami beating the Jets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he thinks Miami's going to beat the Jets this week. I'm back and forth on that loser game.
I mean, if I win and you don't pick them, then I'm a hero.
And when I win, then Miami loses again.
It's whatever.
So, Folk actually is kind of encouraging
American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last.
because while he was not with the NFL, his last kick for the AAF in Arizona at the Arizona Hotshots, he's 34 years old and was last on an NFL roster in February of 2018.
17.
17? I copied 18.
Oh, so what's TAM?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So
Yeah.
he entered the league in 2007, playing for Dallas. Played with them until 2009. 2010 to 2016, he was a New York Jet. 2017, he played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah. And in Tampa Bay, he had a rough go of it. But he's an 11-year veteran. Folk has hit 80.3% of field goals over his career. But this last year with the NFL, he only made 54.5% of his field goal tries for Tampa Bay. But Tampa Bay is a rough team to play with. So is this like a step down, a step sideways, really? I do have the AAF kick stats for him but they do not do kickoffs and they do not do extra points.
Wait,
But-
what?
So the way they were set up,
No wonder they fucking failed.
yes.
No kickoffs. Stop being distracted. Keep on focus. Stay on target.
So sorry. So he did make 12 of 16 field goals.
Hey, Dez. Keep going.
He made between the 19 yards, he made 1 of 1. Between 20 and 29, he made 2 of 2. Between 30 and 39 yards, he made 3 of 3, which is better than what Nugent could make. Because Nugent, anytime we got outside of 25 yards, they were all afraid for him to kick at all. And he, between 40 and 49 yards, he made 2 of 5, which is actually pretty promising.
Where are your glasses?
I forgot about work again. You forgot to text me and remind me.
I'll make sure for next week.
50-plus yards. He made 4 of 5. His long was 55 yards. So that's actually pretty
He's not
good.
horrible.
That's not bad kicking. So that was it's kind of like encouraging, actually, a little bit. But he was their second pick when they did that when they brought in like 30 different kickers, including a U2 like specialty kicker, like trick kick guy.
Now, here's the question: do you think the Patriots are still kicking themselves in the ass for letting Adam Vinatieri go?
I don't think so.
Especially since he's still playing. You imagine
still
if he was still there.
He'd be the oldest.
Him and Brady would have 6 rings together.
6 rings, and they'd be the oldest duo playing ever.
And they would be the continuous franchise going through.
But Vinatieri's not as good of a kicker as he used to be.
They would be the ambiguously gay duo.
Basically. You're distracting him. Thanks, Gail. So, injury report for the Pats.
This is all you.
I know.
I really don't care about any of this at all. I'm just trying to be like...
But our viewers, the few viewers that we do have, actually care about the Pats.
Yeah, but they're distracting you. And
they missed the whole fun part about the first part you had because they didn't want to come on. Except for Gail.
What I do find funny, it's so easy to distract you.
It is.
I'll insert sound bites just to see if I can throw you off. And then
you turn them up too high in my headphones.
Then you look at me like, what the fuck are you doing? That doesn't even call for a soundbite right now.
I was boycotting YouTube. You're not allowed to do that, Mo. This is much faster. This 25 to 30-second delay on Facebook. And if you want to be able to yell at us and pick out your picks so I can type them down for you, we need to have you like almost live.
Electric donkey bottom biters.
So, in limited participation today, running back Rex Burkhead was out with a foot. Well, was limited with a foot. Safety Patrick Chung had a heel/chest injury.
Is he playing?
As far as I know, these are all limited practice, so they're most likely to play. So Chung is most likely to play.
The only person I cared about in this entire list here is Patrick Chung.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care about anybody else.
It's because you're a defensive guy. You like your defense, guys.
I do. But I like my offensive line, too. But defense is where it's at.
Right. So Julian Edelman was wide receiver. He was still limited to practice with his chest shoulder injury that he's had all for the past 4 weeks, I think, actually. Tight end Ryan Izzo was cleared with his concussion, but still limited.
This is totally serial.
And tight end Matt Lacrosse is also limited with his knee.
I don't think that's lacrosse.
Yeah, it is.
Where's the R?
Lacoste, sorry.
You goddamn New Englanders adding R's where they don't belong and dropping them where they do.
Get the third mic and I'll come join you. We'll do that.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you're a mic guy.
I am. I've invested way too much money in this show. I do actually need to go buy another mic and another set of headphones at some point.
And guard Shaq Mason was limited with an ankle, which is good because if he comes back, because we could really use him. And wide receiver Gunnar I always hate this name.
Oswalski.
Yes, with his ankle/hamstring injury because he is our punt returner. So, thanks, Jerry. Nobody cares about the injury report. That's what we think about that.
We're almost at my part. I can talk again soon.
Just buy your own and show up. Yeah, Mo, just show up. You'll figure it out. We can share mics if we need to. So week 8.
Like someone like me, take me home, Daddy, and learn to...
I like that one. Where'd you get that one?
I got drops for days, bitch.
So week 8, let's go over our picks.
Are we gonna do the listener stuff as well or no?
Well, the only one I would have is Gail. She would come bring me down her list.
Oh, okay.
Because so I figured it out. I posted on the Facebook. Journey, well, if you want to come pronounce it, you can come pronounce it for yourself. So I figured out that if I put it online, you're going to have to download it, put your stuff in, and then email it back to us. And I will put our email on there.
And actually, if you're watching the channel, our email is listed above.
Right. And
I was
Now
hand
did
modeling.
that list with you last. I know Mo did it at the same time, but we didn't write it down, and I didn't have time to go back and watch the whole thing and put it in. So this week I gonna post the link for the picks, and we have Gail's. So this week's picks will have to be in at. Well, we'll deal with that later.
If you're gonna make a pick, get it into us by Wednesday, the day before we do the show.
Well, since this weekend's picks are gonna be, they'll miss Thursday. They'll be able to pick next Thursday night.
Okay, so if they want to do week 10, they
Yes.
have to get it into us.
Week 9 and week 10's Thursday.
If they want to do week 10 and 11, they need to have it into us by Wednesday, right? Because then it's gonna be for the following. If you want in on this week, you
Right.
have to have it into us by Saturday morning.
No, Saturday. By Sunday morning, email has to be dated. Well, be dated by Sunday morning at 9:15 a.m. Week 9 picks, 9:15 a.m. Sunday. But our week 8 picks. Let's see. So let's switch screens. I have it up. So, don't start with that crap on me.
Which crap? What are you talking about?
I used to date a guy named Hoppy down in Alabama. He was quite a jumper, too.
We ready? What are we doing?
I'm switching things. Hold on.
Oh,
Why is that up? I'm not supposed to have that up.
Oh. What are we doing?
Why is that still up? Oh,
That's what she said.
need that one.
Yep.
Need that one. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. I think we're good.
Why? I can't hear you.
Joy to the world.
I think we got to figure it out. So, Thursday night. Last Thursday night, we both went with the Vikings, and we won that one. And then started our winning streak. Sunday morning, 1 o'clock, New Orleans Saints beat the Arizona Cardinals 31-9. So it was kind of not a bad idea to go with Breeze, was it?
Well,
Because he came back and just stomped all over the Cardinals, made him feel better.
I made the pick thinking Bridgewater was starting. So
I know, that's the funny part is we both made the pick figuring Bridgewater was starting. And we trusted in either one of them to win that game. And then we went both with the LA Rams because they were playing the and at that point in time, 7 Bengals. And they won in London 24-10. And then was my first loss of the weekend when I went with the Bears and you went with the Chargers. Close game, tight game. Chargers won 17-16. And then the next game, was your loss. I went with the Detroit Lions, and you went with the New York Giants. Lions won 31-26.
yeah, I don't know why I went with the Giants. I don't remember.
I don't remember either, other than you didn't want to go with the Lions because they're in your division.
No, that was the Bears.
That was the
Bears
Bears?
was the one because that was the hard one for me. I was like, do I really want to go with the? What the fuck?
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I'm positive because I don't mind the Lions more. I really don't like the Bears. Oh, this is definitely somebody from. Never mind. Sorry. Carry on.
So I'll carry on. So next, we both went with the Jacksonville Jaguars over the New York Jets. Jags won 29-15. Then we both went with Houston, and they won 27-24 over the Raiders. So it's a good thing you didn't pick your son's team that week.
Yeah, it was a tough one, but I think I felt more comfortable with Deshaun Jackson. That's the
Watson.
Watson. Yeah, that's right. Hey, you remembered. About time.
Bad choice by the Cardinals.
We are on Bills and Eagles now.
Yes. So next we had the Bills and the Eagles game.
I did not see that.
Yes. No. I don't think either one of us could have predicted that the Eagles were actually going to play that game.
No, and the Eagles just managed to come back again. They're crushing the teams that are like doing really good. So maybe they might be able to keep it up and do better. I don't know. But again, with their injury report, they're getting a lot of their starters back. So there's a chance that they could actually become somebody of value.
All right. So since I forgot this is even in my hands, Gail had also gone with the Saints, so she won that one. She also went with the Rams, so she won that one. She went with the Bears with me, which is a bad idea because we lost that one. She won with the Lions, won with the Jaguars, won with the Texans. She went with us for the Bills and lost that one. And now we were on the Atlanta Falcons, like playing the Seattle Seahawks, and the Seahawks beat them 27-20, which we both went with. And then the rest of them, we picked the winners for some unknown reason.
Speak for your damn self. We? Settle down, Chief.
Yes, because we go back and forth, remember, Chief?
Look, I went 12 picks last week.
Yes, and then when we
Actually,
both
I think I went 13 to be specific.
I can pull it up, actually. You went 12 and I went 10.
Okay.
I've been working my way up. I've been consistently above since week 1. I've been 8 or 9 always. Week 4, you had was it week 4?
There was a week where you beat me right there.
Yes, week 4. You lost quite a few in 7.
Look, we can't all be winners, but some of us can be majority winners.
See, I'm fairly consistent. I'm 8+ this whole entire time. So.
Oh, this week we went 13.
Yes, this week we went 13. This is my high for the year so far.
Aw, you peaks.
Since so far. Then we had the Tennessee Titans beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 27-23. Gail had also gone with the Titans. Then we had the San Francisco 49ers who stomped all over the Carolina Panthers and their mustache down there. 49ers beat them 51-13. All three of us went with the 49ers. Then, because no matter how much you wanted to pick the Browns, you went with the winners, and you were right. 27-13, the Pats beat the Browns. Gail, of course, picked the Pats because she's a Pats fan.
Drinking Kool-Aid.
You're starting to learn. Then we had the Indianapolis Colts playing the Denver Broncos. Gail hates the Colts because of her brother. I like to win no matter what, and we both went with the Indianapolis Colts over here. Gail lost with the Broncos, 15-13, which came down to the final seconds.
But you know what, though? I think, again, I don't listen to our own show, but I feel like I was on the fence with that game, and I think I went with, what the hell is his name?
Thanks, Jerry. I'm always right twice a day.
Are you? Who's the quarterback? Brissett.
Brissett, yes.
Yeah, so I went with Brissett on that one. I think that's the reason why.
Right, we went with Brissett. And Vinatieri actually won it, even though he had missed 2 field goals during that game, because I was watching that game. Because I'm like, we're going to lose to the Broncos. That's not possible. And Gail's over there, you're going to lose. And it was final seconds. I'm out in the garage having a cigarette, and I'm watching the game on my phone. And I'm like, honey, you just lost. So next, we had the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Green Bay Packers, and with no Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs lost 24-31, and all three of us had gone with the Packers.
I know the microphone's hiding my smile, but I'm pretty happy about that.
I'm pretty happy about that because that puts the Kansas City Chiefs much further back in the lineup with a 5-3 record so far. And last but not least, on Monday night, we had the Pittsburgh Steelers playing the Miami Dolphins. And if you picked anybody but the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm sorry. Although the first half looked scary when the Miami Dolphins were up 14. First quarter, the Miami Dolphins were up 14-3. It was scary for a little bit. But the Pittsburgh Steelers came back and scored 24 unanswered points to win 27-14. And tonight we have the 49ers playing the Arizona Cardinals, and I don't see a score, and I haven't seen.
Yeah, it's because it went to halftime. I think it's tied.
Really?
Maybe? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I could Google right quick.
Yes.
So just keep dancing.
Hey, what's the score, Jeremy? You're probably watching the game. So now we have the power rankings, actually.
Hey, that's my job.
Yes, it is your job.
Hang on.
So let's get back to us.
Bam. All right. 21-7. Thank you, guys. All right. So the Week 9 power rankings. Big surprise, the Miami Dolphins are still at number 32 with an 0-7 record, and they held that spot for the last 8 weeks. The Cincinnati Bengals are at number 31. They are at that position as well, and they've been just dropping back. At number 30, we have the Washington Redskins, who last week in Week 8 were also number 30. The New York Jets actually went down one spot from 28 to 29, and they have a 1-6 record. The Atlanta Falcons, sitting at 1-7, actually went up one spot from 29 to 28.
Big moves, people.
Leaps and bounds, my friends, leaps and bounds. The New York Giants, with a 2-6 record, still hold on to the number 27 slot. At number 26, again for the second week in a row, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at 2-5.
I don't know. I think Miami and Cincinnati are fighting for last place.
I think we're just waiting for the Bengals to have a bye week.
Yes, we are.
Unless they use like the point spread to determine who is worse than the other one.
Maybe.
Did I talk Broncos? I think I talked Broncos.
Yes, I think so.
At number 24, we have the Arizona Cardinals, who actually went down one spot, up one spot, down one spot from 23 to 24.
That's a down arrow. With
their 3-4-1 record. The Los Angeles Chargers, with 3-5, went up one spot from 24 to 23. The Cleveland Browns are sitting at number 22, which last week they're at number 19 with their 2-5 record. Pittsburgh Steelers are dead even again for the second week with a 3-4 record, sitting at 21. The Jacksonville Jaguars, with a 4-4 record, actually went up 2 spots from 22 to 20. The Oakland Raiders, 3-4, actually managed to go down 1 spot from 18 to 19. The Tennessee Titans, at 4-4, went up 2 spots from 20 to 18. The Chicago Bears, 3-4, went down. I just realized I went to the Chicago Bears.
The Bears?
The Bears, and I didn't even mean to. The Bears. They were at 16, and now they're at 17 with a 3-4 record. The Detroit Lions managed to move up 1 spot from 17 to 16 with a 3-1. The Carolina Panthers, 4-3, managed to go down 1 spot from 14 to 15. Philadelphia Eagles are sitting at 14, which they were 15 last week with a 4-4 record. The Buffalo Bills last week were at number 9, and they dropped way the fuck down, number 13 with a 5-2 record. Dallas Cowboys remain steady at number 12 with a 4-3. Indianapolis Colts managed to move up 2 spots from 13 to 11 with their 5-2 record. The Los Angeles Rams are at 5-3. Last week they were at 11, and now they're at 10. The Houston Texans, 5-3. They managed to move up 1 spot from 10 to 9. The Minnesota Vikings, 6-2, remain even at 8. The Seattle Seahawks are still at number 7 with a 6-2. Baltimore Ravens are at 5-2 and still at number 6, same as last week. The Kansas City Chiefs 5-3. Last week there were 5. This week there are 5. Green Bay Packers 7-1. They were 4 last week, 4 this week. The New Orleans Saints went down from number 2 to number 1. The 49ers went from 3 to 2, and the New England Patriots, they're still number 1 with 8-0.
Of course
And
they
that,
are.
my friends, have been your Week 9 power ranking. Yeah.
Something happened. There we go.
What?
This?
Oh, hang on.
Oh, hello.
What are you doing? What? I look away for like 3 seconds, and you just
Oh, I was-
destroy everything I see.
Well, I was trying to bring up the weekly picks thing so
Uh-huh.
that way, since Mo, I know, will only want to do them while she's here. I was trying to bring those up so that way. Oh, why didn't it save that? Oh, I'll deal with that later. So that way she make her picks live, and we don't have to worry about it.
You dirty cuck.
Yes.
Accommodating our listener? I almost said fans, but I feel like we're just moral supporting family.
Yeah. Anyhow,
I love awkward silence. Are we
Yeah.
ready? Are we doing
I think
this?
we're good.
Did I move too fast? I
think you did.
I feel like I did a nice gingerly pace talking about the power rankings. So, you know,
Yep.
and don't forget to talk about next Thursday.
Yes, we can't forget to make our picks for next Thursday.
Mo, you're always welcome to make your picks live. I'm just razzing Travis because he can't do 2 things at once.
I just deserve my picks live. Well, if you put your picks in, I will put your name in, and that way we can get this. I can get this thing working.
There's just the right amount of
Yes, you are the heckler, Jeremy. All right, so let's start with this week. That was loud.
Are we picking? Are we
Yes,
doing
we
picks?
are. We're doing picks.
There's enough delay that you and I can make our. We'll say who it is, and there's enough time for Mo to make her pick as we're going.
Right.
So, the first game that we're
I
going to
don't
talk
like
about.
that. I'm going to hide that.
Ah!
All right, I zoomed it in so that way everybody can see. So, our first pick is a 9:30 game in London. The Jacksonville Jaguars are technically the home team, and the Houston Texans are the away team. So, what is your choice, Nate?
You know what? That is actually kind of difficult because I really like Minshew, and I like what the Jaguars are doing.
Yep.
They have the least amount of distance to make. And the fact that our peanut gallery is picking the Texans, it makes me really want to pick against them. You know what? This might be my upset pick because I do agree. I think the Texans have a really strong chance of winning, but I am going to go with the Jaguars to
You're
win
going
that
with the
game.
Jaguars?
They have less distance to travel. I
Because
don't
they're
know.
on the East Coast and
Right.
not halfway down the country.
Right, so they could have left, today or not today, but yeah, today.
Jeremy, if you pick before we get there, we're not putting it in, so you're going to have to wait.
Yeah, slow down.
Slow your roll.
Let the other person finish. It's not about you. It's about your partner. It's about giving, not receiving. We all know you're going to get yours. Just slow down. Enjoy the ride. It's not Raging Rapids. It's the
This is a lazy river.
lazy river. Yes, thank you.
She only picked week 1, game 1, Jeremy.
God, so demanding. Who are you going with, my thick friend?
I think I am going with actually the Houston Texans on this one.
I mean, it's a solid pick. It's a safe pick.
It is a
But
safe
if you
pick.
have cojones, you would pick the Jaguars.
I don't
And
think
I'm not
so.
saying this because if you pick the Jaguars, it'd be a wash if they lose.
I think because I'm going to have to add theirs, I'm going to have to zoom out.
Bear with us, podcast subscribers who don't listen to us live. We're doing our very best to make this a streamlined pile of shit.
Yes, we are. So I need to switch to... Oh, that's not what I wanted.
So
I
in the
wish
meantime,
they had tabs. All right, so let's put Mo here.
all this would have been great if we had this figured out and ironed out before. But you know what? This is our first show on YouTube. We might as well just make mistakes.
Yep.
We'll just make them. And
So-
you know what? I'm not going to edit this, so I'm just going to keep talking.
Right. So they both went with the Texans. And Gail, I'm not doing my picks live. I'll know where to find you.
So what you need to do is just tape it to his forehead while he's sleeping.
All right. So next we have the Chicago Bears visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. After last week's Eagles game,
But,
I am tempted.
and you also got to remember, the Eagles potentially have a lot of their starters back, like
They
Deshaun
do.
Jackson, Darren Sproles.
They're 4-4,
Mm-hmm.
and the Bears
I believe they're in third place in the NFC North.
are only 3-4. So it's really not a huge difference.
Nope, it's not.
I think with the Eagles getting the starters back, I'm going to go with Philly.
I'm going with Philly too, just because I hate the Bears. I think your brother went with the Eagles.
Yes, Jerry.
Yep, I
Oh,
can see that. So Jeremy picked the Eagles. We are waiting for Mo. So
come on, Mo.
she picked the Bears.
She went with the Bears
Why?
because she likes the Bears. So next we have the. I gotta separate this into things. The Indianapolis Colts visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers at 1:00.
The Bears are never due for a win. They need to lose forever, Mo. Fucking Bears. I'm going to go with the Colts. I will agree with Miss Watson and go with the Colts.
I'm also going with the Colts just because I don't trust that the Pittsburgh Steelers will actually beat the Colts.
How much have you had to drink? Because we definitely have quite a bit more.
I don't know. This stuff seems stronger almost. And Jerry also went with the Colts. So the consensus so far is that the Colts are gonna beat them.
Oh, so our beverage of choice this week is the Wachusett Brewery Massole.
Masshole?
Massole.
Masshole?
Yes.
Ah.
Last week was a pumpkin cider, which I enjoyed very much.
Yes,
so-
that was actually really good.
Yeah. So in case you're wondering what we're drinking, Wachusett Brewery Massole.
Yes. So next is my pick. I got the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Minnesota Vikings. As far as I know, Mahomes still isn't back yet.
He's day to day. He is at practice. He is practicing again, and there is reports that he's looking good. Whether or not they're actually going to start him is still up in the air, but it could go either way.
Well, so as of today, with Mahomes not starting, I don't trust that they have the ability to beat the Vikings. So I will go with the Vikings this week. What's your thoughts?
I don't think about much, except that I really love fried chicken. You know what though? I think the Chiefs. No, ooh. I thought I would be better at this. I thought like I had time. I could have really like pros and cons it, but you know what? Because everybody's going for the Vikings again,
You want to go with the Chiefs?
I am going to be totally against it. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, who the fuck is calling me?
Probably the IRS. You know,
no,
that's what they do.
it's some New York number.
Ah. Is this that number you don't know?
No, I've been texting the number I don't even know. So an update on that. So he sent me a picture, and then
Is it him?
I don't know. And then he said, in all caps, "How are you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How are you? I'm sorry I didn't get in touch earlier. I hope everything is going well and you're really enjoying Naval Academy. Again, I'm really sorry I haven't been in touch. How are you?"
You were never in the Navy.
No. So I go, "Why are you yelling at me?" And I didn't go into the Naval Academy. And they said, "What? What happened?" "Sorry, I was yelling. I don't know how to express my emotions." I said, "I never replied, clearly." They said, "I'm so confused." I go, "Understandable. I'm pretty sure that you were trying to text some kid named Simon, who hasn't had this phone number in over a year." They go, "Oh shit, you didn't even know who this is? How do you know I was looking for Simon? I never said that name." Clearly, this guy has no idea that I just fuck with all these friends of Simon.
Because Simon says.
Oh my god.
Ouch, the net. What? Did you have headphones in, Jeremy? Sorry, we forgot to warn you.
Oh, womp womp.
Gail, I hope you turn them down. All right, so your pick first now. We got the bye week for the New York Jets, which you think the Dolphins are actually going to win, or do you think the New York Jets visiting the Miami Dolphins are going to beat the Miami?
Oh, is this my pick?
This is your pick first.
You know what?
I think, yeah, because I went with the Vikings.
Yeah. So this is actually a tough pick because they're both. You're picking losers on this one. So. Oh my God! Do I go with? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins because of Smitty.
You're gonna go with Dolphins?
Yep. I'm gonna go with my LP, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Dolphins. Even though if he hears this, I'm sure he does because he listens. He's gonna be like, "LP, you're a dumbass. Never pick the Dolphins. You should have picked the Jets, and I hate the Jets, and you should have picked the Jets because the Dolphins are a steaming pile of shit." But I'm gonna pick the Dolphins anyway.
That's okay. I'm gonna go with the Jets. I don't think that the Dolphins have a chance to win any games this year until we finally play the loser game, and that is week 14. We think we figured it out.
I believe so.
Looks like Mo went with the Dolphins, and so did Jeremy. Really, I'm the outcast on this one. Do you guys both think they're like due for a win or something, or do you think that the Jets won't be able to score enough against them? I would like to know. Text me. Come on. Move those little fingers, Mo. I know you can type fast.
Oh.
Do we need a call in? We can always hook up the phone to the call for the
We
call
could
in.
do a call in. So update. So I said sure didn't, but I've had friends and family for this kid texting me, so I'm used to getting text for someone I don't know. I just like to talk to people because life gets lonely.
Now he's gonna think you're a loser.
and they responded with me too.
Think you found yourself a soulmate.
No, I'm not gonna ghost him. Maybe we'll go out for coffee and talk about politics.
Jeremy says it's in Miami and the Jets suck. So
Titans Panthers. Your pick?
Titans Panthers, my pick. Oh, this is a rough one actually. Tennessee Titans
Really?
are 4-4.
Titans are starting Matt Tannehill.
Oh,
They started him last week, so he is the starter. They sat Marcus Mariota.
yeah. All right. So and as far as we know, the stash is still working down in Carolina, right?
No, wrong team.
Oh no, that's
Jaguars.
that's the Jaguars. The Panthers.
Yes, but the Panthers are still are 4-0 or
Ryan, not
4-1 with
Ryan
their new guy.
Tannehill, not Matt. See, this is why you need to be here, Jerry. It's Thursday nights every week. Matt Tannehill. What year was Matt Tannehill? I don't know. So I'm going with the Titans.
Oh yeah,
That's what I'm going to go with the Titans this week.
I'm gonna go with the home team, the Carolina Panthers.
And that's the way Jeremy and Mo picked.
God, I'm co-signed with your brother.
So
You better not be wrong.
Mo went with the Titans. No, Mo
Yes, Mo Titans,
Titans. Jeremy Tennessee.
Jeremy Panthers.
All right. So next we have the Buffalo Bills are hosting the Washington Redskins. Your pick. Do you even have to guess for this one?
Well, I do enjoy latex, rubber, and floppy things, so I'm going with the Bills.
I enjoy latex and rubber a little bit less than you do, but I am also going with the Bills. All right, Jerry and Mo are both going with the dildos in Buffalo. So next we have.
he said Bildos.
That is from now on their name. Jeremy for the win, boys. Jeremy for the win. So next we have your son's team, the Oakland Raiders, versus Detroit, hosting the Detroit Lions. And I have a choice to make. Do I go with the Lions, who are 3-3, or do I go with the Raiders, who are 3-4?
Who's home?
The Raiders are home.
Okay, thanks.
That might be a little bit more sway in there. It's a couple of time zones. It is in the afternoon, so it's going to feel like nighttime to them. I think I'm actually going to go with the Raiders this week.
Sorry.
All right. So
I had to finish that and I have room in my glass.
you could have put more in here.
You didn't even finish the stuff beforehand.
I know, but it's not going to get mine.
God, you're such a lush.
So that means I got to fill both of these next week, doesn't it?
Or just one. But yes, you get the fill. You get the fill for a while.
Oh, yes.
I spent quite a bit on these
That
growlers.
was, but the growler, it's going to be cheaper in the long run,
Yes,
I think.
it's definitely worth the investment. Shit, son. You know what? Oh, but the Lions. What are the Lions? 3-3.
The Lions are
3-3, and the Raiders are 3-4.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same record.
Well, the Lions are 3-1.
Oh, you're right. I missed the one because that matters.
Yes, because that's an almost loss.
And it's an almost win. One of us is an optimistic,
I'm a realist.
and clearly it's not the one with depression issues. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
You're gonna go with the Raiders,
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a wash if we both lose, and it's a wash if we both win.
right?
So when in doubt, go with the whatever.
So Mo went with the Raiders, and Germany went with the Lions. So that should be interesting.
And the cheese stands alone.
Don't blame us if we influence your picks and y'all lose more.
Nobody's gonna influence my picks more than myself.
We're not even looking at you guys talking until we have already made our picks.
I'm only looking if it's pressed ham on glass.
So, since I picked first, it's now your pick. The Seattle Seahawks are hosting. Yeah. That was the quickest click we've ever had to make.
And after the spanking, the oral sex.
Let's see. Oh. Everybody's picking the Seahawks this weekend.
Well, now I want to change my pick. That'd probably be the dumbest thing I could ever do.
Yeah.
Because I really like winning. I do winning well.
They always say you never second guess yourself. So, next we have the Denver Broncos hosting the Cleveland Browns, who are just coming off a loss to the Pats, which they got pretty beaten up against.
Did you see about the interview with Baker Mayfield?
Oh, yeah. He was not in a happy mood with his local reporters.
No, he is driven and passionate and just wants to win.
He kind of went off on them when they asked him a simple question and they didn't bow to him, basically.
I mean, that's great. They need they need that tenacity.
Yeah.
But that tenacity needs to be on the field.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, and actually they were talking about this on the radio earlier about how a caller called in and said they were doing really well with their play actions and their percentages were way better when they ran a play action versus when they don't.
Right.
And the comeback was, well, what was the score at the point where they started passing more and going away from the play action? Were they behind or were they ahead? If they're behind, then obviously they need to throw the ball more.
I don't think they were ever ahead in that game.
Just in general. Like, they
Right.
were just doing the averages and stats and all
Okay.
that. So, yeah. And so this is the problem.
Yep.
I don't like when they pick before us because then it feels like I'm going with the bandwagon.
Right.
Y'all need to slow down.
Yeah, Jerry Mo, you gotta wait. Wait
And
your
who cares
turn.
if the Denver quarterback is hurt? It was Joe Flacco.
He sucks anyways.
They should have picked, was it, the dude from the replacements? What?
Falco actually.
Yeah. So, I mean, who fuck?
It was a close name actually.
Right. So,
Why do I remember that, but I can't remember the quarterbacks of other teams' names?
yeah, you can't remember real football, but you can remember the replacements.
Well, that's because he gets the hot girl at the end. I don't know.
I know. Once you were afraid, maybe petrified. You were afraid to lose me by your side. But I said early in the year that I was going to go with the Browns all year,
Yep.
unless they played an LA team, and I'm going to stand by my Browns, and I'm going to pick the Browns.
Except for you didn't pick him against the Pats.
Well, yeah, because I'm not stupid. But the Browns, look, we didn't talk about that game.
No.
We talked about it, but we didn't talk about that
Yeah,
game.
no, not all of us in this world.
Our listeners, so I had some anxiety issues, and I ended up coming over here to watch the Patriots game.
Yes, he did.
And we talked about that game. The Browns actually
They ran.
legitimately had a chance.
Yes, but they had to stick with the run
Well,
and not fumble the ball.
Well, the turnovers was the problem.
Right.
Chubb turned the ball over, and I was pissed because he's one of my best running backs fantasy-wise.
Jeremy, you are on a 6-second delay now that we're on YouTube. Not like when we were on Facebook when we were like 2 minutes behind.
Right.
That's why we switched to YouTube, because the delay was just too incredible. I couldn't get it any less than 30 seconds.
So the Browns are actually a really solid team. They just don't know how to finish.
No.
They don't have, for whatever reason, they just
They
keep
sound
stabbing
like,
themselves.
they're kind of like virgins.
Oh, I mean, they still a virgin girl or a virgin guy? Because a virgin guy always finishes.
Girl.
A guy's always gonna get theirs. Sorry, ladies, but it's true. Well, not always true. Sometimes, you gotta fake it.
Ugh.
But yeah, so
Anyhow.
where were we going?
You came over here and watched the game.
Right, but Jeremy keeps talking and it's distracting you, is distracting me, and it puts me in a pothole, and I forget where we're going.
The 3 turnovers.
My ADHD can only handle so fucking much, and I'm drinking. I really can't handle all this pressure.
Jeremy, you were to be here next week at 8:30 on Thursday night, 8:30 p.m.
Jeremy, we're gonna start this at 9:30. But show up for 10 because that's when things really happen.
No, we got to get him hooked up with his laptop and everything. He's a MacBook user, too. You two will get along. Ugh. You can come too, Mo, if you want.
We'll just make it a big
Hey,
orgy.
we could
We'll
have-
all take our socks and shoes off and just be an orgy and, whatever.
Hell, we can have you call in. We'll hook you up with the call-in.
We can do it if I can FaceTime and we can run it through the computer. That's not a big deal. We got this.
I'll
My dad-
figure that out.
My dad was a TV repairman. He has an ultimate set of tools.
But who's going to
Who
watch
are
the
you-
kids? The kids are just going to go to sleep and go to call it a day.
They'll be fine. They can take care of themselves. The big one will look after the little one.
They're asleep anyways.
So who are well, no.
I'm going with the Browns.
If she calls in, then she can still be at home.
She could be.
Or your Travis, Jeremy could call in. We got this. Mo needs a break.
They will be asleep. They can watch themselves. Just lock the door. That's what Bandit's for. Now that I forgot what we were doing.
I think we all picked the Browns, and if we didn't, we did.
Yeah, Mo and Jerry both picked the Browns. That's why am I still on that page?
I don't know, but I still feel bad for our actual podcast listeners that don't live stream. So this is a show for all you podcast listeners. The few that do, watch the live stream.
Yes.
I appreciate you jumping on to iTunes and Spotify and iHeartRadio and Google and some other sites. There's a lot, but jump on, play with us, play live. It's fun, and it gives us more content. You can always email us at thickandthinsportscast@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook at Thick and Thin Podcast. I tweet constantly via podcast_stuff, and I think that's it.
I think that's and on Facebook.
I said Facebook.
Facebook, tweet. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, carry on.
I think that's it. I need to change the color of that. Hold on. Cancel. All right. All right. So now that we're down here, I can put that back up. All right. So now we are
If I
on.
were you, I'd quit while I was ahead.
I should have. We're not doing too bad for as much stuff as we had to cover today. We are only an hour and a half.
We are doing very well, but there's been a lot of pauses.
There has been.
We're learning how to do this.
Mo, I hate Twitter. Taking notes, Nate's team.
You know what, though? I was never a Twitter fan, Mo, until I started doing the podcasts. And now I'm pretty much exclusively on Twitter. I'm barely on Instagram. I'm
Really?
barely on Facebook. I check Facebook like twice a day.
That's it?
Yeah, fuck it.
See, I don't check Twitter at all. But that's just me.
Oh, yeah, I tag you a lot, and you don't play my reindeer games.
No. I picked last, so I got to pick first. I was trying to remember where we were. All right, so next we have the Packers visiting the Los Angeles Chargers. Oh, so I will be going with the Packers. I just don't trust the Chargers when they play a good team.
I'm going to pick Chargers.
You're going to pick the Chargers?
No. Yeah, I am.
Are you effing kidding me?
No.
You're picking the Chargers over your Packers?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me right now?
No.
Okay.
I am.
Oh, what?
So I'm picking the Packers. Why did you put the Chargers?
Because you picked the Pack and picked the Chargers.
I did. Is this what happens when when you get confused?
I'm tired. I gotta go back to work. So, final answer. You're picking the Chargers.
Packers.
All
Why would I
right.
pick the Chargers?
I didn't know why you'd pick the
Why
Chargers.
would you put the Packers? I picked the Chargers.
Because you picked... Mo picked the Packers.
Oh, it was so worth it.
I'm glad you had fun. Mo's picking the Packers.
I think Jeremy picked the Packers too.
I don't know where Jeremy's pick
He said
was.
he picked Nate's team, which is obviously mine.
Ah, yes. Taking Nate's team, so that'd be the Packers.
So it's the Chargers.
But what would happen if Nate picked the Chargers, Jeremy?
But he picked the Chargers.
Then he picked the Chargers.
Because Clay Matthews is on the Chargers.
Yeah, how is he clear to play again?
No, his jaws were still wired shut.
He's not like a hockey player where they just go out and put the helmet on, call it a day anyways, and go play.
No, because hockey players are real teams because they're from Canada. They're real men.
Actually, it was Chara that played with the wired mouth shut last year.
Yeah. Well, he's also like
In the Stanley
6'7"
Cup.
with 7 feet tall with skates on, so nobody's touching his jaw anyway.
Oh, he only has one team who is.
What the fuck? He only has one team, not who he picked is picking.
Jeremy, are you drinking also? I was reading that. I'm like, have I drank too much?
Or have you drank too little?
Maybe that's the problem.
That's quite the conundrum.
I think Jeremy needs to buy next week.
Go get a growler from Moonhill.
Or that bottle of, was that peach that you got the first week?
The peach got you fucked up. The apple fucked me over.
Yeah. I'm not so keen on the apple, but the peach was good.
Who doesn't love a good peach? That's what I've always said.
So next, we got the Baltimore Ravens hosting the New England Patriots at 8:20 p.m. Sunday. Primetime game. That's your pick, Nate.
It is, but you know what? Well, shut up. Look, all the Watsons need to go away because we all know you're picking the Patriots. We got this one. No worries to the Watson clan. We know you're picking the Patriots. I don't even know why this is my pick first. We already know everybody from here is picking the Patriots. I'm the one who has the dilemma.
Yes.
Because the Ravens are actually doing really well.
They are now all of a sudden.
So here's what I need. Ooh.
Here's your conundrum. In Tom Brady we trust. Yes, Mo, we do.
Mo, you need to listen to a couple podcasts ago where it's Belichick you all need to trust. Brady's just a puppet. Look. Oh, who's hurt? That injured guy on the field right now could
Carolina Panther. I know, a Cardinals player actually.
He could start for the Patriots right now and still win as a quarterback under Belichick's system. Even
Maybe.
on the ground right now.
On the ground. I don't think he's a QB. I think he's a defensive player, actually.
Ernest Hemingway could win for the Patriots right now under Bill Belichick. Edgar Allan Poe can as well.
The puppet that throws the ball.
Edelman can throw the ball too.
He's actually got a perfect completion record, actually.
He does. So I'm just saying, doesn't matter who's taking the ball
He's the best drafted QB in the NFL because he's a perfect completion record.
Look, it doesn't matter who's taking the ball from the 5 hole of the center. Anybody can win as a quarterback in New England. It's Belichick.
Well, technically, Belichick's only taking care of the defense. So
is he only taking care of the defense?
Oh yeah. Have you seen him? He doesn't even pay attention to the offense anymore. He just lets. Why am I drawing a blank?
Because you can't think of anything else but the replacements.
Facts. Our offensive coordinator just run the offense. He had the whole defensive team huddled.
Are we talking offense or defense?
Defense.
Offense?
Yes. Pick your pick.
Pick your pick.
Pick your pick.
Look, I legit have an issue. I want to pick the Patriots because the Patriots have not given me a reason not to pick them.
You told them that you said you would pick them until they gave you a reason not to.
Right, but
you're afraid this is the reason not to?
But the Ravens, where are the Ravens? Baltimore. They're on the top. They're 5-2.
5-2.
They have been consistent, and they're a winning team.
Yes.
Now, at some point, I would like to think, and they're number 6 in the power ranking, so in their top 10, I would like to think at some point somebody is going to dethrone the Patriots.
You'd like to think that they're going to lose at least once this year.
Yes.
Now, do you
for
think
them
it's
to go
them?
For them to go 16-0 again is a crazy stat. Josh McDaniels is who you're thinking of.
Yes, thank you, Jeremy.
Is a crazy anomaly that I don't even want to think of how, like, the percentage of that being a thing.
2 16-0 seasons in 20 years.
That's pretty crazy.
That would be crazy.
With the same quarterback.
Same quarterback,
and
same head coach.
Like,
and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's the same offensive coordinator, too.
I don't know.
Jeremy, look.
Jeremy, Google.
You would know that before anybody else would.
So, see, here's the problem. I don't want to lose. I know who I want to. You
know who you want to win, and you know who will win.
I want to pick the Ravens, and deep down inside, I feel like the Ravens have the chance. They are at home.
Right.
I've been to Baltimore. I've been to that stadium.
It's a tough place to play.
I've been there.
Yep.
I've seen it.
Yep.
I don't think the Patriots are going to travel to Baltimore. I think the Ravens have the edge in the crowd.
Okay.
As if they're playing if you were playing in Seattle, Seattle has the crowd.
Right.
They have a legit home field advantage. Fuck it. I am going with the Ravens. I am going to go against all of you again for the 3rd time this week, and I'm going to go with the Ravens.
All right. So now that Nate has officially lost that game, Jeremy, you
Fuck.
also go on the Pats?
Yeah. Why wouldn't... Look, we already know. We already know. Why are you even asking?
It'll be the last 13 years because Alexis... Duh. I think Jerry's actually Googling to find out if McDaniels was the coordinator when they went to the 16-0.
Joey,
You like
have you
this
ever
one.
been in a Turkish prison?
All right, so
If
next-
you didn't know, I love the movie Airplane.
I do too, but then we have the Monday night game. The Dallas Cowboys are visiting the New York Giants.
Overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, spotty-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is!
He doesn't think he was. Oh. Did he go to bed? Tell me he's got 2 more picks to make.
So this game, I really don't want to make a pick.
This is kind
I
of
hate both these fucking teams.
Yeah. These are going to be, like, the Cowboys start off great. They looked awesome. And then they went downhill like a rock.
They're like
And then they
they're like a
won last week.
14-year-old having sex for the first time.
Yeah.
All bang in the beginning and finish quick.
And then they were done. And then the Giants, they've been consistently inconsistent because they lost the first 3, started the rookie, won the next 2, and then lost the last one. No, lost the last 2, so now they're 2-6. I don't know. Jerry, yes, it was McDaniel. So our offensive coordinator, it would be 2 times he was a 16-0 offensive coordinator. Thanks,
We're
Jeremy.
still talking about that?
Yeah, well, he gave me clarification, so I wanted to make sure everybody knew.
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
No, wait, I changed my mind. Mo, you can pick after we picked. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. It's a bad team versus a other bad team. Monday night games suck this year. It's just like no good watching games. What are you going to go with?
I feel like I don't know what I feel like.
Neither one of them are very good. It's
No.
just a bad game all around.
They're in New York.
They're in New York.
Cowboys. It's a conference game.
They are in the same conference, right?
Yep, they are. They're NFC East.
Yep. Cowboys are still number 1, and the Giants are number 4.
3.
Number 3. The Redskins are number 4.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the gaggle because I haven't this entire week. I'm gonna go with Cowboys.
You're gonna go with the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a sheep and I'm just gonna go with it.
What the hell's going on here? All right. So Mo and Jerry both went with the Cowboys. So let's add that.
And can we say that Mo said "dem boys"? Like
Dem boys, yes.
how?
Mo, do you tan during the summer? I'm pretty sure you don't tan very much, right?
Is it a spray tan?
Mo's pretty white. Jeremy's very white. He burns and then peels.
How white are they?
They're very white.
Are they whiter than Wonder Bread?
They're close. I don't think Jeremy's ever been able to tan, actually.
So, we love you. Don't worry. Don't hate us.
But they're family, so it's okay.
Well, they're your family.
Yes, they are my family.
I'm
But you're also my family.
I'm family by association.
I just tan naturally. It's a half shade.
Oh, this next week.
Oh, so
really?
Yep, the Thursday night game.
Actually,
So-
I actually might want. Oh, we are gonna watch that game. I was like, I might want to watch this game. We watched the game.
We watched the game.
Yeah.
And in the third, with 4:43 left in the Thursday night game, we got the
49ers,
up
up
28 to 14. So it looks like our pick's actually doing pretty well.
And there was much
See,
rejoicing.
Mo married into the family.
Hey, me too. Oh no, I didn't.
You didn't marry in yet.
No, I just kind of started showing up. Hey guys, you got room for me?
Always have room for you, Nate.
Oh,
So we got the Oakland Raiders hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. What are we thinking for next week? Without knowing who's going to win this week.
that's true, and that's always the hardest part about.
Jeremy, you were
Thursdays.
second, so he said you were adopted, so you're kind of like him.
He was
second.
adopted, or I'm adopted.
I think he's saying you were adopted.
Well, you are short, so you could have been adopted.
Have you seen my mom? She is very short.
No, I haven't seen her outside of a chair.
Exactly. She's shorter now than she used to be.
Oh,
It's a good thing my mom can't watch YouTube.
I want to check the YouTubes. I am going. Ooh. See, here's the problem with the LA teams.
Gravity is a bitch, Jeremy.
Here's the problem with the LA teams, right?
Yep. They're weak. They were good 1 week and suck the next 2
Well,
weeks.
here's the extra problem. So, LA Chargers used to be San Diego Chargers. San Diego folk don't travel to LA to watch the Chargers. So anytime the Chargers play at home, it's not a home game.
No, it's not.
Oakland, what the fuck? Oakland is right there.
Yep.
So are San Diego, LA Charger fans going to travel to Oakland to watch them play, or is Oakland going to actually be the home field, or is it going to be a wash? So you got to take home field out of it.
Yep.
You have Phillip Rivers for the Chargers versus Derek Carr of the Raiders.
Yep.
See, my son. This is a hard one for me because I want to go with my son, but
Yep.
I have the other two quarters of the Watson group saying the Raiders, and it's like, well, do I want to pick against them? You know what? I'll go with the Raiders.
You're going to go with the Raiders?
Yeah, it's Brody's favorite team. I'll go with the Raiders, and I know I said that I'll pick the LA teams, but I kind of went away from that.
Did we officially give up on that?
I did except for that 1 week where, they won.
Yes. That
So-
was last week actually that they actually won.
Yeah. So Mo, my problem is if I'm thinking something and then somebody else says it before I get to say it, then I feel like it's your idea and then I go against the idea. So it's not that you're influencing, I am just ridiculously stubborn and don't want to feel like I'm a part of a group and be an individual and have my own way of thinking.
And this is why we have to go back and forth with our picks now, because this is what happens.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Because I was picking first, I think, every time.
Yes, you were for the first 4 weeks. And I'd pick against you quite often, and then either you'd lose or I'd win, or we'd both win or we'd both lose.
Right.
That's how I can say it's consistently right around 8.
I'm damn near perfect 2 weeks straight.
Close. So, with Oakland being 3 and 4, the Chargers being 3 and 5, it really is a coin flip.
Well, in the power rankings, Oakland is 19.
Yeah.
The Chargers are 23. The Chargers dropped from 24 to 23. The Raiders dropped from 18 to 19.
I think I'm going to go with the Raiders this week. Okay. Go with your son and hope that he is right. And from the looks of it, Jeremy and Mo both want the Raiders. So we'll add that to theirs. So I'll put Mo here for next week. And Jeremy here for next week. So that means you two got to be back here next week to see which ones are going to win. All right, guys. I think we are
we done?
Done.
Really?
Not bad. We under 2 hours too. before we get out of here, do you guys have anything you would like to talk about? Or
Pretty tired.
I mean, we could talk fantasy football.
yes, we
Think I'll
could.
go home now.
Mo likes to talk about fantasy football because she has how many leagues you in? 3, 4? Jimmy G.
Get the hell out of here!
So what do you want to talk about Jimmy G about, Mo? Do you want to call in? We can always call you in if you need to. Call in my phone.
dog Indiana.
Yeah, we did name the dog Indiana.
Jimmy G 2?
Mo, are you tired? Why couldn't we keep him? The reason we couldn't keep him back in the day is because the Pats, that was the year Brady was suspended for 4 games. 2 leagues. Oh, you're in 2 leagues. Oh, okay. She was answering my question for how many fantasy football leagues she's in.
Oh, try remembering it.
right.
Exactly as I said it.
How far are we lag? I think we're like only a 6-second behind.
Why are you doing the masculinity sign after facepalm? Like facepalm men?
I have a feeling she's on a iPhone, so it may not be.
Okay, so why couldn't we keep him?
Oh no,
Jimmy G2?
Facebook, we're men. She's smacking her head because we're men. I think that's what I.
What are you asking?
Okay, so Mo wants to know why we couldn't keep Jimmy G, and Journey wants to know is Brady retiring?
Loud noises!
That was very loud, actually. And Journey wants to know, do we think if Brady is going to retire after the season? So which one are you going to go first? Why we couldn't keep Jimmy G over here, which you probably could not care much about.
I could talk a lot about that one.
All right, well, let's start with that one then, because I know exactly my thinking behind it.
See, I don't remember much, but I
All right.
remember the fragile ego of Tom Brady.
So that was the season that Brady got suspended for 4 games,
No.
and Jimmy G started 2 of them, and Brissett started 2 of them, actually.
She asked if he can get him back. Oh, you're funny.
Not if he keeps winning out there. There's no way in hell we're getting him back. We expected him to. We didn't expect him to start off the season with a 7-0 record, and for after tonight, I'm pretty much positive he's going to have an 8-0 record. He's going to make bank out there next year when he is in his contract year, because actually this is his contract year. He doesn't have a early renewal, so he is going to make bank. He's the first 49ers quarterback to go 7-0 since who was the
Steve Young.
No.
Joe Montana.
Yes, Montana.
Joe Montana?
No. He's got this he's got this year and next year, and that's it. I don't think Bill would try to get his child back.
Okay, do you want me to speak my 2 bits?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, so y'all never getting Garoppolo back.
No.
So don't even think about it. You might as well just draft up Matt Flynn, call him off the retirement and bring him back, or even Brock Osweiler for that matter, or even friggin' Jay Cutler, because any quarterback can win in New England. I keep saying this. Y'all don't believe me. Any quarterback can win in New England. So, the reason why Jimmy G left is because your pretty boy Tom Brady felt threatened by his abilities to be a great quarterback. And he talked to Robert Kraft, and Robert Kraft insisted that he be traded, in which he got traded.
Yes.
So, that's why y'all lost Jimmy G, who could have been the really good successor of Tom Brady whenever he decided to retire. He was also concerned about the fact of what happened to Brett Favre with Aaron Rodgers, where Aaron Rodgers was a really great young upcoming quarterback.
And
Brett Favre was getting old, and he retired and then decided to come back, and he couldn't come back, so he ended up going to Minnesota. So that's why y'all ain't got Jimmy G. Now, Tom Brady retiring next year, probably not. Should he? Yes. Retire on top. Retire while you fucking have a 6 championship rings. But he's fucking selfish, and he wants to get 7. Bitch, settle with 6. Everybody be happy with 1. That bitch gotta have 6. Why the fuck you gotta get 6 when you can try to get 7? Fuck him. So,
When did he sign that, Jeremy? Holy crap, he got paid.
It's because, whatever, Giselle. But so yeah, that's my 2 bits on that one. Jimmy G didn't come back. Y'all might as well go ahead and draft a fucking second round quarterback that kind of seems like is gonna be all right, and you don't have to start him right away. And as soon as Tom Brady starts throwing some interceptions, and everybody's talking about he's losing his game, he should retire. Then he's not doing it, and then he starts winning games again. You all always do that shit. Oh, it's Jimmy G's contract. Yeah, he ain't coming back. Stop talking about Jimmy G. Why are we talking about Jimmy Garoppolo? He's staying in San Francisco. Pick up somebody else. You
For
got
$137.5 million? Oh, yeah, he ain't leaving San Fran.
Look, y'all might as well just pick up Cam Newton or the backup fucking that's playing down there. Or pick up Ryan Tannehill. Or pick up any fucking backup quarterback that's on any fucking team or any fucking practice squad. And they can still win in New England as long as Bill Belichick is still there. Tom Brady ain't shit. I could win in New England as a quarterback, and I ain't got shit for experience, and my arm is weak as fuck.
We know.
And I ain't got no conditioning. You want me to run for 5 yards? I need oxygen.
Hey, it could be worse. You could be a smoker, too.
Could be.
This is the reason why you were a lineman growing up.
I was fast as fuck, too.
Pulling guards are needed.
It's true. So, did we talk enough about that?
Bills want to coach pass.
Isn't he 80?
So, actually, this was on the radio the other night.
I don't listen on the radio.
Yeah. So, actually, on Monday night, they asked Bill that when he said he didn't want to coach into his 70s, was that still true? And he said now that he's getting close to 70, it may not have been as accurate as he was saying. So, to beat Don Shula's record, he needs to coach at least 3 more seasons. And he has to have 14-plus wins each season. He is 67 years old. And to do that, he would need 3 more seasons, and he would be 3 to 4 more seasons he would need. So that means he would be possibly 70, 71. Now that his kids are there, is it more likely than not that he will continue coaching into his 70s?
Again, isn't he 80?
No, he's 67.
80?
67.
90?
He may be 90 by the time he retires.
Look, I'm going to say this again. I feel like my point has been across. Any quarterback can win in New England.
No. It has nothing to do with the quarterback. Do you think Belichick, because Belichick said he didn't want to play coach after 70.
Look, keep paying that man. He's the only reason why you're all winning. That's it.
So you don't think Brady will retire, right?
He has to retire at some point.
So you do think if he goes 19-0 this season, he's more likely to retire than not?
So here's my thing.
So if he wins it all, makes the ultimate record, wins 19 games in a row, wins the Super Bowl.
Not going to happen.
Get his seventh Super Bowl.
That will happen.
Has like his ultimate record. Do you think he will retire?
No.
No?
Here's the problem.
Yes.
Tom Brady is jaded, self-absorbed,
okay,
and has a complex.
So you've seen your quarterback up in the highest paid quarterback, I think, in the NFL up in Green Bay, right?
The delicate snowflake? Yes. The fragile flower? Yes, I know. I'm aware. But he also hasn't had a continuously winning years and years and years in a dynasty because his head coach isn't Bill Belichick.
This is true.
Bill Belichick is
So do you think if Bill gave a calling up to your fragile, delicate flower up there in Green Bay and said, hey, we're not going to pay you as much, but you can come play for me, do you think you would leave Green Bay?
I don't see why not.
But he's the highest paid quarterback. He makes more than almost the owner of that team.
Well, yeah, I'm part of the ownership of that team.
Exactly.
They all make more than I do.
But like the main owner, you know what I mean? Like the guys that got the most invested. There's got to be like a president of the ownership kind of thing.
Well, we have a CEO.
Exactly.
And we have, a head of whatever, but he is an elected official.
Actually, I am sitting with an owner.
I am an owner. So every year I get a little thing in the mail, and I pick the people that are going to be in the office and the chair seats and whatnot, and who's up for re-election. It's a whole process. I will show you the packets.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
We can put those up on this, and you can.
And I
should change the screen.
And I get 4 shareholder tickets every year. Yes, Jeremy, we are a publicly owned team. I own 1 share in the Green Bay Packers. I even have a little shirt that says it. And I have stock. I want to buy more stock. I'm pissed I didn't. Look, I'm pissed that my marriage didn't work, but I'm more pissed off that I didn't buy more than 1 share in the Packers.
Damn, step up your game.
Look. Kids ruin relationships, wives ruin marriage. No offense, Mo. Or Gail. I know you all ain't married, but still. It took me getting divorced to have nice things. What the fuck? Where the fuck were we going? How did I? So
bring your delicate flower.
You could bring the backup in Green Bay over. You could bring the backup in any team in any of. You could bring Johnny Manziel from the CFL to New England.
Wasn't Manziel actually in the NFL at one point in time?
He was. He was in Cleveland.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah. He could win in New England.
Johnny Football. They're supposed to be the new Johnny Football.
You all had fucking kneeling boy, fucking Denver Bronco playoff winning.
I remember that.
Heisman Trophy winning from Florida State. Dude, fucking
the
Jesus
HGTV,
loving.
The HGTV guy.
Virgin until marriage. I'm waiting for Jeremy to bring it up so that way I can actually say who it is. I wanted to say Johnny Unitas, but that's not it.
No. That was no, I know who you're talking about too. He won 1 playoff game for Denver, and then
he did, and he caused me a win in fantasy football.
And then the following year he went because he won in Denver. And then they played the Pats and lost. And the following year, they would cut him.
Now he plays minor league baseball.
Yes.
What? Look.
Tebow. Yes. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you. I'm like, wait, why are we dancing around this? I have the internet at my fingertips.
You have the Google machine.
Golly. Yeah, Tim Tebow. He was a Patriot briefly.
Yes, for a season. He was a backup.
He could win in New England.
Probably. I think he played in like 2, 3rd, 4th quarters.
Chad Ochocinco could win as a quarterback in New England.
He couldn't win as a receiver.
Terrell Owens could win. Reggie White right now could win in New England as a quarterback.
I say we give it Brett Favre a call, then watch your allegiance like swing.
Y'all couldn't handle Brett Favre.
I don't think you could handle Brett Favre playing for the Pats.
I had a Brett Favre Minnesota jersey and a Brett Favre Jets jersey.
What would you do if Brett Favre for some reason came out of his 80-year-old retirement and played for the Pats? All of a sudden, would your head explode?
My head would explode and I would jizz my pants at the same time. Why are you confused?
So she ended up picking Brissett after dropping him.
Well, yeah, that's smart.
What will happen with Bridgewater? So, yeah, actually, that's a good question. What do you think will happen to Bridgewater now?
I almost feel like it's going to be a Matt Flynn or a Nick Folk. He was the backup quarterback that was the Super Bowl MVP in Philly.
Yes.
I feel like that is going to happen to Brissett, where he showed his potential.
No. Oh, Bridgewater. Brissett's the starting quarterback for the
Too many
Colts.
B's. Sorry. So, Bridgewater. I feel like he is going to be trade bait.
Right, especially now that Breeze probably wants him not there anymore.
What? Breeze is going to be there until he retires. So, I think that because Bridgewater is played so well, he reinvested in his stock, and he will be capable of going to another team. And what's going to happen is he's going to be competition for whoever's there already.
Right.
So he's going to go to a Miami. He's going to go to a Tampa. He's going to go to a Tennessee. He's going to go
To a crappy team.
He could go to Minnesota.
He could.
Back to
Minnesota. Because they showed they can still play.
He can go to Chicago.
Yep.
Because Chicago needs a competition for that douchebag over there.
Yeah, they do.
You know they could have picked freaking
Could have picked who?
Oh my God. They could have picked Mahomes.
Really?
Chicago could have picked Mahomes, and they picked Trubinsky. They
Wow.
were both available, and they picked Trubinsky. What kind of stupid ass shit is that? Granted, you can't see it until later. Tampa could use the help, but they have Fitzmagic is in Miami. He was in Tampa. So essentially, what I feel is Bridgewater is going to end up at a team that needs competition for their current starter. And no matter what, the team will end up winning because whoever plays better is going to start. But it's going to be a rebuilding thing.
Right.
And
But, so actually, Jerry makes a good point. Bridgewater had the chance to be a starting QB over at Miami, but he decided to stay in New Orleans and take less money. Do you think he just doesn't want to have that pressure of being the starting quarterback?
I think what happened just now, if he's searching for money and he was a holdout, or he's just willing to get paid for minimal effort because he knows he has a starting, it could go either way. So either he was holding out for a team he wants to be with, or he's fine getting paid a shit ton of money to be backup to a quarterback that is reliable and doesn't get hurt.
Right. Usually.
So ride the bench, continuously get paid for doing no work.
Right.
Or be all the pressure and get work and get paid.
Two ways to look at it.
But I think because of how well he just played, a lot of teams are going to be barking up that tree.
Yes. I think a lot of people are going to be willing to pay him some big money to go play.
I mean, who else you got to pick?
Right. There's not many good quarterbacks out there in the league.
Well, here's the other question. Nick Folk or Gardner Minshew?
Yeah. The stash.
Because Jacksonville, they have Gardner Minshew who's playing very well, but they have a Super Bowl MVP on IR in their roster bank.
Right.
Who do they start Folk next year, or do they trade him, or do they have Folk be the backup, or do they let them compete for startership next season?
It wouldn't be the first time that a backup QB took over the following season.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, and a Super Bowl quarterback was traded away. $100 million starting quarterback was traded away.
There's a lot of things. I feel like the NFL offseason is going to be more exciting than the current season.
Because there's a lot of backups that are playing very well, and there's a lot of starting quarterbacks that aren't playing so well.
Right. Like, you got a few teams that will be like, I agree. I think Minshew is definitely going to be the one. Do you think that Mayfield and OBJ will have a good week together, like Mayfield has something to prove to OBJ? Now, I
think after this one, we may have to call it for the night.
Yeah, I definitely have a pee brewing.
Yeah.
I don't think Minshew has anything to prove to OBJ, and I don't think OBJ has anything to prove to Minshew or Mayfield. The Browns just need to figure out how to win on offense. Their defense is there.
Yep.
I think the fact that I don't really know what the Browns' problem is. They have everything there. They have a strong run game.
Yep.
They have everything they need to win.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, they just can't.
I think they put too much pressure on themselves this year after winning last season and almost making it to the playoffs to the point where they could play for like something they haven't done in years. long time actually. Have they since the Browns came back? I don't think they have actually made the playoffs. So, I think when they got to that point, I think they put too much pressure on themselves this year. They went out and spent a lot of money on big name players because they said, "Hey, we can win. We can actually do this." And those big name players aren't who they actually are winning with. That's in there. Could have sworn it's in there. So I just don't.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
So, well, it's week 8. Week 9. We got to start talking playoffs.
I don't think we can start talking playoffs.
I just don't know if the Browns have the non-names that they need to win. The problem is that they have too many big names to win.
So I think what the Browns need to do is they need to they need a tight end.
Yep.
And maybe invest in another lineman. Their defense is strong. Their defense is capable of keeping their team in the game. Baker Mayfield needs a little bit more time and a little bit more coaching and to develop himself as an NFL quarterback. He still has the mindset of a college quarterback where when in doubt, run the ball. He needs to learn how to throw the ball away, make the safe choices, adapt the West Coast mentality where you do the short check downs, you move the ball, you move the chains. Don't go for the deep ball. We can't all be Brett Favre and just shoot for the fucking
moon.
Right. He needs to just progress himself and learn how to just
make those quick 7-yard passes, 5-yard passes.
Be okay with a yard. Be okay with 2 yards because eventually it's going to equal 10 yards. And then you have Nick Chubb. Don't waste this boy or this man in his prime. He's running over 100 and some odd yards a game. He's running yards on teams that don't even let more than 90 yards per game for a run. This boy can run.
Yes.
Their offensive
Except
line.
for this past week.
Even this past week he ran.
No, Chubb ran. He didn't.
Right. I'm talking about Chubb. Talking about the run game.
Oh, okay.
So they have
the way it sounded like you had the quarterback run.
No. Nick Chubb can run.
Chubb can run. He was drafted ahead of our running back here this year. I'm having a long day.
Yeah. So
anyhow,
the offensive line makes the blocks to make the run game work.
Yep.
Even if you're behind, the team that you're playing as is going to think you're going to throw. Stick to the run game. The run game is going to help that young quarterback learn how to control the game. People dock Andy Dalton for being a game manager and all that shit, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with being a game manager. Same with Alex Smith, which he's
Brady
hurt
is
somewhere.
like the ultimate game manager.
Right. Don't be afraid to manage the game. Run the block. Let your running back do his job. Your running back does his job. Your quarterback is going to have the flexibility to throw the ball to your short check down receivers to move the ball forward. So get a tight end. Get a good, solid tight end. Maybe get yourself a good left tackle, which I feel like they have a decent left tackle. And maybe another wide receiver. Shit, Josh Gordon wouldn't hurt. So, I don't know. That's where I'm thinking with that whole freaking Cleveland Browns thing. And for the record, I still have to pee.
You still have to pee. All right.
Yeah, like I'm starting to percolate over here.
Look up when Michelle was picked.
Who?
Sony Michelle. Jerry thinks Michelle was picked 5 to 8 picks before him. I don't think he was drafted. Uh,
2018?
Yeah, they're both in the same. They're both in the same class. I was just trying to. I could have sworn that Chubb was picked before Because Chubb actually had.
He
They
wa-
both played for the same college.
So Michelle was drafted 31, first pick overall. Nick Chubb draft pick was 4th running back selected overall that year.
So what was? Which was
Oh no, I'm sorry. He was
35th overall.
35th. Yeah.
So what was the other one? Go back to Sony.
31st.
Oh, so Sony was picked up before Chubb. Okay. You're right, Jeremy. I'm wrong.
But who's been having a better season?
It's Chubb, really.
So who was the better pick?
Eh.
I mean, if somebody's
Anyhow, all right. I think we're done for the night.
are we finally fucking done?
I think we're done. Now that we've talked to everybody and everybody had made their questions.
Yeah, because I'm feeling it.
You're feeling it?
I'm feeling it. I feel
Then
like
why are
I'm
you
gonna
playing
pee.
the rain?
Because I don't know where else I'm going. What am I doing?
All right, you're playing the outro.
Am I picking the outro?
Dinner was full.
Where am I going?
Yeah.
Woo! Text message.
No, is this it?
That's all, folks.
Bye, y'all.
4.
You ever seen a grown man naked?